Hello, good morning, good morning. This is day 4 of the Letting Go Challenge and use your voice. All right, let's take a breath together and imagine that we're going to ground vertically. There's a lot of power in connecting vertically, so let's start to get into that shower of light. Let's turn it on just by using the power of your mind. You imagine it. Every thought you have, every vision you have is a command. So you're literally creating the possibility of having a lot of light, a lot of intuition come in by just asking for it to be here and visualizing it, see it done. Breathe it in. Feel like you're showered by the most unconditional love and that you feel it percolate through your entire being. And the more you put your focus on your third eye, your forehead, and you almost like look up but internally with your eyes closed, and you're going to feel like your mind wants to go up, 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 up into the higher light, into the pearly white light. It's a space we sort of tune into when we pray and we meditate. We sort of leave the horizontal world and go into this vertical light and just sort of call it in so that your whole body sort of shifts into it, your higher consciousness. Breathe it in. Let it shower through you. And we're going to create a sacred circle. And whenever you watch this video or listen to it, you're going to be in our sacred sisterhood and brotherhood. We're going to be in a beautiful forest. We're surrounded by really pristine, tall trees. And you can sort of feel like they've been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. And they're really, really wise. And they really help ground you too. So let's let the lower part of you ground with the trees in this sacred circle. Claim your seat, claim your chair. Let the lower part of you really sink into the earth. Now let some of that magical energy from Mother Earth go into and through you. So it's like your roots are now blending with the abundant energy of Earth. Imagine that that juicy magical energy that creates a lot of trees, a lot of fruits, a lot of food, right? That it's like you can cut the grass and it just grows back, right? Can you sort of tap into that? It's very abundant. You can eat all the bananas you want and there's always more. You can pick all the coconuts you want and there's always more. You can spend all the money you want and there's always more. Can you sort of shift into that knowingness? There you go. And if there's some fear, I know just saying the word money puts people in fear. So everywhere you've associated money with somehow lacking safety, can you let that go today or admit, I feel powerless about this fear? There you go. Ooh, breathe into it, grow a little bit taller. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's like a very sponge-like rock that's right in front of you. And it feels like it's like a crystal, like a sponge that absorbs, and it's calibrated to absorb fear. So let it scan your body. So it's going to move from your feet to your knees. It's going to scan and absorb fear. There you go. Just open up your space and just be in a state of vulnerability of, yeah, because when we're not vulnerable, we're like hard and our energy is really hard, and so it's not moving. You want to be flowing like a river. There you go. Thank you. Much better. Okay. Again, let your energy flow like your waterfall. There's just this continuous flow, and it's going to absorb the back of your legs too. Don't forget the back of the knees, the front of the knees. Okay, there's Archangel Jophiel too with you. She's a really beautiful archangel who's all about positivity and positive thoughts and beautifying your home and beautifying your thoughts, your space, everything. All right, let's do the knees. Some of you guys have a little bit of fear about moving forward, and it just comes from a lack of faith in yourself, like that I can create a positive outcome. I'm powerful enough to create a positive outcome. So everywhere anyone has ever taken away that self-confidence, Can we please, please, please on all levels resolve that now? There you go. Oof. Whenever I ask for a resolution, you guys, I send it up to the highest light. So you're welcome to try it with me. So whenever you say a prayer or you pause, just make sure you're like energetically sending an email out to the highest light above you, to the highest source. There you go. It's like you're sending this message. Ding. All right. Everywhere I feel block moving forward in my personal life and in my personal self-confidence and in my, really making significant changes to leap forward. Some of you need to hear this today, so that's why I'm saying it. But if you're listening to it at a moment where you don't want to leap forward, that's okay. We're not always in forward motion. Some of us need to rest sometimes, but there's some people on the call I need to say it for, that you need to make big leaps this next few months, the next few this year. So like imagine you're going to pick yourself up out of that vibration you've been in and like literally put yourself in a new vibration, like with a whole new mindset and flow and relationships, right? There you go. Ooh, good. Yeah, much better. You guys, your energy got much better. Okay. So let's bring that up. Whom am I afraid to bother if I make big leaps forward? Who am I afraid to bother if I make a big leap forward? So this is probably going to be a family member. So just let it come in like an echo. You'll hear the answer like an echo. Ooh. Did you guys get like mother or father or something like that? All right, I definitely get a parent, so let's go see what that is. Let's just go in and feel, just bring up is it a fear that you're feeling? So if I make big leaps forward, I'm afraid I'll bother so-and-so. And then what are you feeling? What's the inner dialogue? Is it a fear? Is it like a fear of lacking approval? Is it a fear of lacking safety? What are the thoughts saying? Okay. Oof. Okay, and as soon as you hear it or feel it, just go and feel in your body where that energy's sitting, that heavy fear or that like weird energy, and open up a little bit wherever it's at. And again, let's just pause and pray about it. Just go, okay, I need help with this. Call on some light to help you from your most humble, vulnerable part of your heart. Just be like, I really want to resolve this. I'm really ready to see this be resolved. There you go, and hand it over. It's almost like the angels. When you're in that vibration, the angels can come in and help you more than if you're in the sense of, I got this, I'll figure this out by myself. Right? If you go more like, I need help, they are more, it's like you're more in alignment with that help. There you go. Beautiful. You're in your heart. All right. Okay. So let's now imagine that person that you were worried that it would bother them, or you thought it would bother them if you were going to make a big leap forward. Let's surround them and see them in a big bright light. And they're going to be up above, like to your left, shoulder to shoulder, but a few feet away in their bubble of light. And they're connected to their own light. They're connected to their own vertical light. And now see your path forward be completely cleared. And it's okay if you have like family members on the side of your path, like they're cheering you on. But just give yourself permission to see yourself move forward, like, like someone who's run a race and they're about to run, and, they're running to go to the finish line. Can you see your path forward be completely cleared? Or are there anything like you feel like, oh, there are people still on my path, or there are boulders on my path? What do you see? And if you don't mind typing it up a little bit so I can help you more specifically. Oof. Some of us have blocks we put on because we subconsciously don't want to succeed, right? We don't want to let go and move forward. We don't, right? So, oof. Okay, so I'm being guided to tell you that so you have that awareness. So I see this happen a lot when I work with women who come to me with a really beautiful mission and a vision and a dream for their business. And they verbally can tell me what they want, but unconsciously I hear their subconscious going, you're not doing that, right? So the subconscious is 98% more powerful, and so it puts up all these blocks. So once you know why it does that and what's the bottom belief and like what's the fear, then we can obviously make the subconscious align with your vision and actually help you reach it faster with more ease. Awesome. Okay. So I'm getting a message for you guys. Tell them that if all they do is surrender their subconscious to the highest light, we can reprogram their subconscious to then help them reach their goals. So to really focus on asking for what it is you do want. So, you know, we're aware there might be some obstacles on the path to getting to your to that next leap forward, but just imagine you're handing over your subconscious. So the subconscious is more like an energetic field. It's like it's hard. It's like I don't know, a ball of energy, but it's a pretty large one. And so just hand it over to the highest source and let them tweak your subconscious with different programming. So this is a little bit like theta healing, where you get new downloads. So I'm just going to witness this happening now, so that some of you are going to have your DNA activated to the highest strand that you're able to take today. So it's just going to look like a lot of light coming through you. And it might feel like your energy is being tickled a little bit. And all you really want to do is breathe light in and open up your space and grow like a big ball of light. Let your aura be filled with light. And just ask for the universe to reprogram the subconscious to be completely 100% okay with where you're meant to be going. There you go. Ooh, that feels really good. Yeah. So you're getting programs like it's safe for me to move forward, and you also are getting programs associated with that big leap forward. It's you're receiving, I know what it feels like to be safe in this new space. And it's like, I know how to be home in this new space. So it's almost like it's going to feel more comfortable for you to move forward than to stay where you are. There you go. Oof. Yeah, there you go. You all moved energetically forward. That was sort of funny to watch. Okay. You all like stepped up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's, in the center of our circle, you know, we're all sitting in a circle. If you just arrived a little late, we're all sitting in a circle in the forest, just so you know, by the way. And in the center of the circle are different tools. And they're sort of like filled with light. And so they're not on the floor. They're like, it's like, this is very Harry Potter, you guys. It's like they're off the floor. They're like floating, surrounded by light. And so they are asking me to tell you to step forward and go and reach for your special, there's a scroll and then there's a gift. So when you're ready, if you're like internally ready to step forward and to leap forward, and because you know you're being called and your heart is calling you forward, and this is a download, like you're getting new consciousness, you're getting new belief, new mindset. There you go. And just go and pick up your, whenever you're ready, stand up and go pick up your gift, your scroll, and just let it be integrated into you. It could be something you want to put in your heart, or it could be something you just want to hold with you. It could be something you put around your neck. Maybe it's a crystal, but just maybe it's a crown. Just let it be shown to you, revealed to you what it is. Oh, good. And just take it in energetically. You're getting this beautiful light coming in. All right, so now how, like out of 100%, 100% is I completely have faith about moving forward. Like I feel so safe compared to earlier. What percentage are you at with I'm so ready to move forward? I so feel ready to move forward. Like I feel totally safe. There you go. What percentage? I feel like a lot of you are at 100%, or you're at least at 80, 85. Okay, great. So what's coming through to tell you now, it's like, you know, we start with letting go and sort of getting out of the horizontal world we live in, and we get into the vertical world, and we admit, hey, I really need help with this, these blocks or this feeling. I feel powerless. I've tried everything, right? So we call on this higher help to come in, and we receive it very lovingly, very easily. Right? And then we feel a desire in our heart, and there's this, okay, I don't like the way I used to feel. I don't like the way my life is in these certain areas, but I do know what I want. I do know what I'm feeling it. I can strive for it. And so what is it that you do want? Okay, I read this card today in I read this card in that other video, but I'll read it again. I pulled it out randomly last night and felt very much guided by God to pull it out. And it's actually card 11. I love it. So I can pivot from feeling bad to feeling good. And so I talked yesterday about having anger against what you don't want. And so you want to avoid having anger against, because it's using your voice to literally create a reality for yourself and the whole world. So for example, in the United States right now, there's a lot of people who hate what our new president is doing. And so the way they verbalize it, and they're so angry against it, that it actually creates an energy field to then manifest it, right? So, and then on a smaller scale in your daily life, you may say things like you complain. Like we all complain, right? We all do it. We complain, and it's a form of anger against, right? It's a form of passive aggressive sort of anger. So instead, you want to use, it's better to sort of flip it. As soon as you can, you flip it and you go, okay, let me be angry towards what I want. So it's hard to go from anger to love unless you know how. And I definitely teach people how to do that if that interests you. You square anger with love. But if you can't do it in the moment, try to be angry towards what you want. It's just going to be a lot more productive and actually very, very powerful. Okay. So, what is it that you do want? So let's pick a situation in your life today where, you know, it's been like the thing you complain about, or it's the thing that you're feeling like always sort of feeling down about it, or it's not shifting the way as fast as you would want it to shift. Is there anything you want to comment, type, so I can help you more individually? I know it's a hard question to like at 9 a.m. to think about that. It's like, crap, what is it that I want? What? But just start with what isn't working. Yeah, Parveen is her business. More specifically, having people buy into what you do and participate, right? And having that flow of income and safety. I know Parveen and I have been talking for a while, so. Anybody else? Jackie, are you still with us? Thanks for Jackie, got a big gold coin. Well, maybe it's one of those coins, Jackie, that when you use one, you get more. How about that? Wouldn't that be magical? Mailing, I actually thought about you today, mailing, because I blew dry my hair for the first time in months. And then I was like, I thought about how mailing does it like every other day, right? You motivated me, mailing, to do it. Hi, Marushka. I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay, Jackie wants to let go of the resistance to having a business. Great. Okay, so I think what I'm hearing is there's you know what? Why don't you guys tell me what you're angry against first? So I'm sure that's an easier way to go about it. So are you guys angry against? So you all went there. That's so funny. It's so easy to access anger against. Like it's so easy. You guys get there in a second because it's the thing you think about all day long, right? Like I heard Parveen. I already heard. Like I can hear Parveen's thoughts about it. All right, anger against is what is some, hi Nelgan, what's some anger against that you're sick of, that you want to just go, okay, God, you're going to need to take all this crap because I know I'm responsible for it, right? Who's responsible for creating that? Yeah, great, Parveen. So, yeah, so Parveen or whoever, everyone, are you ready to take responsibility for that condition, that reality? Like, can you say, I'm the one doing that? Perfect, Jackie, I love it. Yeah. Woof, that feels good, you guys. Your energy, just see, when you get angry, your energy rises up and wakes up. It's better than being in apathy. Trust me. And it's better than fear. It's better than apathy. All right, what are you angry against, Nilgun? And if you're watching this video later, just participate and type it up. You really are doing it to get it out. Okay. All right, breathe into the space where there's anger against, and just imagine that it's a box, and that if you're gonna flip the box, so it's like a 180, right? It's like this is anger against, and then you go like this, right? You flip it. What would be anger towards? So anger against is as if you're like, there's a defense and an offense, right? Like defense is I'm pushing against, and offense is I'm pushing towards where I want to go, right? So I'm sure there's a better analogy for that, but I think you guys can see it. Great, Marushka. Am I saying your name right? Marushka? It's really pretty. Okay, Marushka's angry that I haven't found my calling, job, business, and that I don't generate money myself. Yeah. Oof, I feel it. Anger against is really productive. And again, we're going to use your voice to call it. So now let's just pause for a second. We're going to, before we flip the 180, just, can you hand that big heavy backpack of crap? Because that's what it is. It's like self-disapproval, right? Can you guys feel how you're pissed at yourself a little bit or a lot? Are you pissed at yourself? You're like, I'm creating this. What am I doing wrong? Maruka. Okay, Maruka. Thank you, Maruka. Maruka? Okay, so if you're aware of like self-disapproval, are you aware of that? Is it like obvious or not really? Okay, so if you're aware of it and that you're pissed at yourself and you're angry at yourself and angry against everything you've created, that's actually better than being in apathy and overeating or whatever you do to numb your feelings. I'd rather you feel your feelings and then we could release them, but at least feel them. And now, just call up a memory of someone you've forgiven. Like, have you ever forgiven someone with your whole heart and you're like, it's okay? Can you think of anyone? Like, or a movie where, you know, any image you have of someone forgiving someone and you're like, oh, this is so beautiful. Forgiveness is amazing. Like, where you really drop your ego and you're like, it's all right. I love you. Or somebody came to you asking for forgiveness and you're like, of course. Okay, Parveen. Anyone else? Jackie, Maruka. Anyone else who's watching this later? Can you think of anyone that you have forgiven and like with your whole heart and it felt so good? Like a child or even a pet, you know, when like dogs or cats do like, you know, they get in trouble and then they look at you with those big eyes and they're like, I'm so sorry, right? All right, I want you to call that up because now can you forgive yourself right now the same way? So can you have that forgiveness? So it might sound something like that. There's an awareness over here on the left, like, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be a failure. I should already be further along. I suck, I suck, I suck, I shouldn't have these feelings. There's this side of you there, right? And then can you light up the other side of you that's like, you know what? I don't need to do this perfectly today. I'm going to give myself permission to have these feelings. Okay? So the way you forgave that you know, Torin, your mom, the way you forgave them, can you right now go, you know what? Say your name. You don't need to be perfect today. You don't need to be perfect today. Let's dump the perfectionistic programming. Today, you get to fail, or you get to not, let's not even call it failure, although I associate failure with success because I've shifted it in my head, but it's actually really good to fail because then you get to try again, and failing actually means that you've tried. So it's better than not fail. I would rather you try and fail than not even try, right? So, trying and failing is a sign of courage and it's a sign of momentum. So today, can you give yourself permission to be like, you know what? Well, it's okay. You get to feel this way today. You get to not have to be perfect today. Can you guys sort of feel that? Does it soften you a little bit? Because there's such an expectation of perfection in our society, and especially when you're like in the personal development world, it's like you're not allowed to feel anything but love all the time, right? So for today, and for all the years that you feel stuck, right? For the 10 years, yeah, for the 10 years you've put that pressure on you, because I know, Parveen, you've been trying for a long time. I don't know about everybody else, if you've been trying, how many years you've been trying to have a successful business. Can you go, all right, it's all right. You get to not do it perfectly. Whoever told you to do everything perfectly, can you just, I know it's usually mother, right? Or whoever. It was definitely my mom. Probably not purposefully. It just was instinct, like innate, you know. All right. Jackie, you don't need to be perfect today. Woo! Doesn't that feel great? Doesn't that make you go, oh, I love it? Right? All right, Parveen, are you able to do it? Everybody else? Maruka. I love saying Maruka. Such a nice name. Okay. So now that you've hopefully given yourself permission to fail, and it's one of my daily affirmations. Alex, you have permission to fail today. I have it on my phone, and then like every few hours it pops up. Like, it's so fun. I started it a few months ago because I was like not trying anything new because I think I was afraid to fail. So then I was like, you can fail. It's totally okay. Okay, Parveen, so what are you having a hard time with? Just forgiving, like giving yourself permission to release and let go? Yeah, so let's just pause and pray. If you're having a hard time with it and you're watching this later because you couldn't be live with us, it's okay. Just pause and pray and go, God, I'm powerless over wanting to beat myself up or be hard with myself, or I'm powerless over letting this go. Oh, there you go. Oof, good. I want to hold and be rigid. Like, I'm powerless over wanting to hold things together and be rigid, and I'm powerless over this perfectionistic programming. I don't know what it is, whatever that is. Can you help me set aside everything I think I know about this and everything I think I know about being perfect? Can you set it aside for me and download into me what's true perfection? Oh, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And so just see that, you know, you've tried all these years and you've applied so much of yourself to make it work. But can you see that applying more of yourself hasn't led to a positive end result? Like, you're still maybe stuck, not earning enough money to live on, or under earning. And this goes for everyone who's under earning. You know, you're not earning enough. So applying more of yourself hasn't worked, right? So we need to stop applying more of this ego self-will and move into another kind of energy, which is God's will and the heart. There you go. Move into the heart. And so to move into the heart and to let go and be vulnerable, it's going to take doing some forgiveness and releasing, right? And so really this letting go challenge is about that. It's like, all right, my way hasn't worked and it sucks, but it hasn't worked. I have to wake up and be honest enough to realize it's not working. And I know part of our ego wants to go, keep going, you'll get there. But do you? Like, how many more years are you going to wait? You know, the success in my business came because I got on my knees in '08 and I was like, God, you show me what you want me to do. I literally gave my life to God, and I was like, you use me and you show me. And I literally had no idea I would lead to so much fun and positive outcomes. So, and I've heard this be true for many thousands, probably millions of people who do this, surrender. So it works. But this is not about you having to do that. You don't even have to do that if it's not your calling. But what you can do is at least surrender to this higher consciousness so that it can help you reach your goals, right? Okay. All right. How does that feel? Oof. All right. We're going to switch now to, so we were very clear on what we didn't want and what we were angry against. And then now let's try to get angry towards. What is it that I do want? And we did a little bit yesterday, but let's redo it. So you're flipping, this was anger against, and now you're flipping it, and let's go into anger towards what you want. So anger towards, it's like, imagine that you were in a forest, and there's this beautiful, gorgeous waterfall and lake that you want to get to, but you have to go through all these trees and all these vines, and there's lots of things that would hurt you on the way there, right? It's very much blocked. But in your heart, you have the power to clear a path there by being very clear on what you want and being very, very determined and being very clear on the anger towards, right? So anger towards is like, no matter what it takes, I'm going to get there. Okay? No matter what it freaking takes, I am getting there. So this determination would literally make your brain go find a piece of sharp whatever. You'd find a knife, you would find a piece of wood, and you would start to clear everything up so you could get there. But if you don't have that determination from this, and it's love, it's not ego, right? This is, no matter what it takes, I am going to help the world heal. Or no matter what it takes, I am going to reach 1 million people. Or no matter what it takes, I'm helping 10 people start their businesses this week. Okay? For Parveen, it's like step out of your own selfish sort of energy and go, no matter what it takes, I'm helping 10 people today. Because when I say selfish, it's not, when we think of success just for our own end result, it never ever works because it's ego, and ego always has an opposite. So you have to think about, I'm going to serve 10 people today. I can't wait to tell them about my business. I can't wait to enlighten them. And I don't care if they buy from me or not, because it's about serving. It's just about serving. Yeah. There you go. See, the path is starting to clear when you're in that energy. So it's anger towards is like, no matter what it freaking takes. So give me some no matter what it freaking takes. What are you going to do? What are some of your, what it is that I do want? And have it be, you can have it be other-centered. You can have it be focused on others. Like, no matter what it freaking takes, I am serving 20 people this week. Or no matter what it takes, I am calling 10 people this week and interviewing them about what their problems are. And no matter what it takes, this year is the year that I have a service-based business helping others, you know? I will do some in my head about what my own, no matter what it takes, are. I know them pretty well. No matter what it takes, I'm allowing more and more financial abundance into my life. No matter what it takes, I am really, really good at my investments. You guys want to give me some? Nobody? Nobody's bold enough? Type some up. Come on. So Parveen, how could you rephrase that? By being more about them. No matter what it takes, I'm helping 5 people succeed in their business. Parveen, no matter what it takes, I am seeing them succeed in their business. See, try to make it about them, Parveen, not about you. There you go. I love it. I love it, Jackie. No matter what it freaking takes, I'm going to create an in-service business to support my family and husband. Longer term goal. No matter what it takes, I'm allowing my course webpage to be beautiful and helpful. There you go. See, when you make that statement, Jackie, and you like look at yourself in the mirror and you go, no matter what it takes, we're going to have a beautiful webpage. And I'm looking there because there's a mirror. You can't tell. No matter what it takes, I'm going to be a really good, CEO, creative executive, right? No matter what it takes, I'm reaching 20 new people to this week. You're now putting in your brain that you're going to do that, and your brain goes out and finds the people for you and brings them in. Okay, I talked a little bit about the law of attraction yesterday in video 3. So hopefully that works. But I like, Parveen, I like your energy because you're like, I'm calling in these 5 people and it's really specific. Okay, so that's great. So Nilgun, whenever you have, so if you have a negative thought about this and you're feeling like, oh, I can't ask for anything because I'm putting myself before God, well, can you surrender that to God and say, God, I need help with this? if you really, you guys, it's so funny because if people really read the Bible, right? Like you really, really read the Bible and you really studied it, and I should be able to quote it by now, but like I will. I'll find some freaking passages for you guys. But God absolutely gave us free will, and he gave us free will so that we could make the decision to be close to God and to serve God, so that we're not robots. We get to have free will so that we can then decide to be of service to God and not have it be automatic. Because if God wanted to make robots, he could have, he could have very well made robots, but he didn't. He gave us free will so that we could, out of our own free will, choose to love and serve and be successful. So I'm very much saying have a service-based business. Make it about other people. I'm not saying make it about you. I am saying very much get out of your ego, get into your heart. And yet, Nilgun, you have some of this Catholic guilt of, I can't ask for what I want. Well, God wants you to be abundant. And if you really, again, read the Bible, God says, Jesus said a lot about you are provided for. And have no worries. God wants you to be abundant. And so all this is doing is getting you out of your way so God can bless you. Because all of these negative beliefs are getting in the way. But you may have missed the beginning of the meditation, Nilgun. So make sure you watch the beginning. It will help you. No matter what it takes, I want to help 5 people who want to succeed in this business. No matter what it takes, I'm moving into greater clarity about how I can serve and contribute with joy and generate money. That's great. I love that. See, you guys, can you feel that energy? You're getting fired up. I am moving into greater clarity about how I can serve and contribute with joy and generate money. Okay. And then be and give the contribution and grow my sphere of influence. That's great. There you go. So you can get even more specific. Let's do a couple more. Like maybe be specific for today or this week. Can you guys call in some things? What do I want this week? What would make my week wonderful? So I know we have like 4 days left in the week. Or it could be Wednesday to Wednesday, but what would make, today's Thursday. Thursday to Thursday. For the next 10 days, no matter what. Okay, that's great, Nilgun. That's better than not asking, right? See, I'm just trying to shift you guys because, we're automatically do anger against, right? Like it's so easy for you guys to know what it is that you complain about. It's very available. But do you see how challenging it is to go anger towards? What? What is that? It sort of makes people feel like they don't know how to do it. Okay. So keep practicing that. All right, let's see. What else could we do? And now they're still letting go. Okay, you can be anger towards, and then surrender. Just like send it out into the universe, right? You don't have to really figure it out. You just get passionate enough to clear the path. Okay. All right. So I also want, can you guys get also this image of you? So you're in prayer and pause. You've prayed and paused today, right? And you're calling in what it is you desire. So you're calling anger towards is calling it in. Now can you just sit down and just call it in? Like imagine it's just coming into your space. So if you remember, we did this exercise where you turned on the water without your hands. You just turned the water on with your mind in your imagination, but the water was light. Well, without using your hands or your voice, like to call people to do anything just for 2 minutes, can you just call them in? Imagine you're calling in the realization of your vision, but just using your mind. So you're just visualizing it, and it's almost like you're pulling in the 10 people. You're pulling in the 5 people, and you don't know who they are, right? But you're just calling them in. Does that make sense? So you can't use anything just now. Just use your visualization and your heart to be like, I'm so grateful for this beautiful realization to come true. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So can you see the end result? Can you visualize the end result? Do you feel happy about the end result? Hi, Laura. Watch the beginning too, Laura, when this is live, because you'll love the whole thing. Okay. Can you love the end result? So as you visualize it, what it is your anger towards, right? Visualize it, call it in, pull it into your field. It's almost like you could, just by your telepathy, you could lift objects and have them come in, right? And you're doing the same for what you're calling in. So Nilgun, you're calling in 10 people. Can you call them in? You just see them come into your space and be more specific. What else do you want to call in this week? Do you want to call in, I don't know, fun, friends, happiness? Be specific what it is that I do want this week and call it in. Visualize it, feel happy about it. And again, it's sort of like you could visualize it being a very vertical energy so that you're calling it in, but from God, right? So it's like it will come to you, but it's a vertical prayer. It's like, I need help with this. I'm calling this in, and you're pulling it in, but it's coming through God. Does that make sense? Okay. For the next 10 days, I will pray and ask for specific downloads on what action step to take, where to go, to whom to talk to, move into the experience of contribution and growing my sphere of influence, and follow through and trust. Great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it just really, you guys sitting to meditate in the morning, to plan your day and visualize it, and notice where you're angry against. Notice how you could shift to forgiveness and anger towards. You're going to have a day that's so much more like flow and organized and productive, and it leads to positive results, right? So change your mindset before you start your day. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. They're the same questions as yesterday. I just want to see where everyone's at in case you were not here yesterday and I did not ask you these questions. Okay. How often do you pause and pray in a day? Parveen, that's way better. That's great. My business is basically helping others to succeed. So I'm calling in the 5 people that are looking for my help. See, that's great, Parveen. See, I would post that on your wall, wherever you see it a lot. See, do you feel the difference between your original, which was I can't find it now, your original one. Yeah, I'm angry that I can't find the right people to, and my business is basically helping others to succeed. See how much more love there is? So Nilgun, 1 time. So how often do I pause and pray in a day? So technically, how often do you feel challenged by anything in a day? Like, let me ask you that. How often do you feel challenged and overwhelmed in a day? Like, is it 50, 25, 10? Great, Jackie. I intend to connect vertically a couple of times when I feel needing grounding and reboot. But then, Jackie, do you do the pause and pray and ask for help? Parveen, 5 times you feel overwhelmed 5 times in a day, or do you pause and pray 5 times? Or eventually you want them to be equal. Well, you don't have to be perfect. It's just like, if you feel overwhelmed during the day, do you pause and pray to ask for help? Okay. Yeah, great, Mahuka. You'll just see the more you pause and pray and meditate, the greater your life will get to. Okay, great, Parveen. So you're doing the pause and pray. Okay, how much easier is it for you to let go now? Is it much easier than before, or about the same? Like, is letting go like, oh, so easy now, this is your to go? Or does it feel like you're still holding on? Okay. All right. And these are just questions you can sort of gauge yourself, All right. What percentage do I believe I am powerful and can create a different outcome? So if there's an outcome you don't like, what percentage do you believe you're 100% powerful and you can just Shazam, change it? Or is it, are you 50% shazamming it? How much are you feeling powerful enough to create a different outcome? Yeah, that's normal, Maruka. If some things are easier, but there's some heavier stuff that are sticky, totally normal. It's like cleaning a very greasy, like old pot, like cooking pot. You know, sometimes it takes a few, like you have to scrub it a few times. That's our energy field can be pretty sticky. Yeah, Jackie, so there's a whole video I made a few weeks ago about the prayerful pause, and it was something about like it's like you admit your powerlessness. So that's the piece that's really important is the realization of I don't got this. You got to take this off my hands. I don't know what to do with this. That's the prayerful pause, Jackie. It's like the letting go challenge is about it is like how often during the day can you admit I'm powerless over something and then surrender, right? And then shift it, like let the universe help you shift it. Yeah, does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, Maruka, 80% you believe you can create a different outcome. Maruka, that's huge. That's awesome. Okay, and 80 for Parveen. Okay. Is it confusing, you guys, that I'm like, admit your powerlessness, and at the same time, I'm also asking you to believe that you're powerful enough to create a different outcome, right? So the part of you that's powerful enough to create a different outcome is the part of you that's humble enough to let go. It's the heart. It's the higher consciousness. It's the magical you. It's the higher consciousness you. That you is the God you. It's the goddess, right? She can create anything she wants, right? But if she doesn't let go, if she doesn't call on help, she is going to keep creating, but more of the same dark, negative stuff. You guys get me? So I know it's sort of, I think you all can get that. You're all advanced enough to get that, right? The two consciousness, they both are creative, but one will create more of what you don't want. And if you let go, you ask for help, you start to move into your heart and your intuition, and you start to get this positive shift happen. So I just wanted that to sort of be clear, hopefully. Okay. All right, I think those are my only questions for today because you all are feeling really, really good. So how often do I pause and pray in a day? You know, how often do you guys shift your anger against to anger towards, you know? Like if you realize you're in the car, you're driving along and you're pissed about something. Like this happens to me when I'm in LA or there's a lot of traffic and I see like I can't, you know, I'm trying to cross, make a left and there's lots of cars. So anger against would be angry against the traffic. Anger towards is angels, clear the traffic. Clear the traffic so I can cross. Do you guys get that? You're making a request. Okay, thanks Maruka for your feedback. She said she found it confusing in the past, but now that I'm guiding you over and over, then it's making more sense. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So the pause and pray is for things that you are really powerless over that you've tried to fix on your own. You want to pause and pray. So the things that really overwhelm you, you pause, you pray, you access your higher consciousness, and then you can start to be angry towards, right? So it's like, hopefully that makes sense. So anything else, you guys? Any questions before I go? Can I help you with anything else? We had a nice long call today. Right. So Parveen, did you watch yesterday's video? I talked about anger. If you're just a small baby and no one had ever told you it's bad to be angry, you would be like, anger is just anger, just like water is just water, and light is just light, and love is just like my son asked me, what is love, Mom? He doesn't know what love is, even though he's a very loving person. So he doesn't know what anger is. He doesn't know what children have no, nobody put if nobody put a thumbprint on you that anger is bad or yelling is bad or demanding is bad, then you would just be a free being. You would just use everything God gave you, right? Parveen, you probably were told not to yell and not to ask for help when you were little, right? So that's why you now believe I can't. So in the upcoming mastermind I'm going to do in February, Parveen will clear those fears too. Although I think if you watch day 1 or day 2, I did a clearing on that as well, Parveen. But we'll do more subconscious reprogramming so that anger towards and asking for help becomes more natural again. Because you were born knowing how to ask for help, believe me. If you're hungry, you would scream. If you were feeling lonely, you would scream. And those are natural, innate instincts, okay? But again, society puts on these things on us that says, well, you shouldn't be angry. And so when we're angry, we now feel bad about ourselves, right? So can you give yourself permission to be imperfect, right? Yeah, Nilgan, watch it all. That would be great. Yeah, but see, the problem with, I mean, it's not a problem, but like, so Parveen, if you, because you're going to get angry during the day. You're going to angry towards yourself. You're going to get angry towards others. But if you're told you can't get angry or you can't yell, and I'm not telling you to yell. I'm just, anger towards doesn't have to be yelling, you know. But I would rather you be angry towards than in apathy, where you're overeating because you're feeling so sucky about yourself, and then there's no energy flowing in or out. You're just in. Do you see what I mean? You're just closing in. I would rather see someone at least open up her power and feel empowered enough to use her voice for change. Okay, so I know I'm giving you a lot in a 5-day challenge, but you know me, I always give a lot. I can't not tell you the whole picture. So, okay. Do you need some help with voicing some things today? Or are you feeling overwhelmed? Maybe I'll end it there. I'll end it there for today. All right, let me ground everyone and call on the highest light to shower through you. And everything and anything that you are trying to figure out, just please, please, please clear it. Everywhere you're trying to figure things out, just send it up to the light. Everywhere you forgot who you truly are, send it up to the light. Oof, everywhere. You don't remember your truth, send it up to the light. Everywhere you forgot how powerful you are, send it up to the light. Thank you. There you go. May you have a beautiful, blessed day. And if you have any questions, send them my way. Tomorrow is the last day for the challenge. And then if you all want to hop on board, next Wednesday, I do private calls on Zoom with my group. And it's very different than this because we're interacting more, and I walk you through clearings and different downloads, and it's all to reach your goals. It's all very, very specific to reaching goals and reaching outcomes. But, you know, you do need to do a good percentage of the work. I guide you, but then, you know, 6 days out of the week, it's on you. And then 1 day out of the week, it's on me. So I really only want to really call in people who love this stuff and are like, really want to do it, you know? So I usually do find people who do, but I just want to put that out there. All right. Thank you. Mwah. Talk to you soon.